Okay, so 5-1. This is probably the hardest level in the game, just in generally, and that doesn't change for Soul Level 1 either. And it's going to be especially difficult with no blocking, no roll. Now that we have the Crescent Falchion, we can kill these guys pretty quickly. But a big problem is these spearmen with the fire spears. The timing that I just did there to hit him first is actually deceptively tight. Like, if you don't do an attack at just the right time, they will hit you first. Like, right there, if I was just a tiny bit slower, he would have hit me. So it's best not to do it that way. Like, there it was not hard because he was facing the wrong way. But we'll see. Ooh, and I almost died right there. This part right here is very tricky because you can't get the jump on that spearman. He just waits there. So hitting him without getting hit is very tricky. So what I do is I run up and try to get close to enough to bait his melee attack. And then if you're still close to him while he's in the recovery of that attack, he'll do another attack right there, and that barely missed me. And that's when you're finally safe to punish him like that. Now, these guys aren't nearly as scary than regular guys because they don't have that much range. If this was New Game Plus, I wouldn't be as reckless fighting them, but they're not nearly as big of a problem as the spearmen. Now, this part is tricky especially because we can't roll. So that's why I'm using back steps to recover from my landing animation faster. The back step doesn't have invincibility like a roll, and it doesn't have nearly as fast speed, but it's still better than nothing, and I almost died there because that part is extremely dangerous. On New Game Plus, it would probably be good not to use this route, because there is another way to the end of the level here. So even, you know, in New Game Plus, I would have just died. That part actually has a lot of RNG. The enemies sometimes don't immediately attack you like that when you land. So in New Game Plus, it'd probably be smart to not go down that path. But in regular game, you can, even without roll or magic or blocking. So these rats aren't really that big a deal. I'm going to get plagued here because I don't really care. Because the NPC merchant right there sells Widow's Lotus, which cures plague. And on soul level 1, you have tons of souls generally in your inventory. And I accidentally rolled there. Ignore that. I was trying to backstep. So yeah, it's not that big a deal to get hit. Like, see, they don't hurt that much. I think even in New Game Plus that won't kill you. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it does. They're not really that scary. Not nearly as bad as the rats in the future games. So those enemies over there generally won't follow you here. So for this ogre, you obviously don't want to fight him at these ledges because then it makes it really hard to fight him without rolling. So you lure him in here. And it's pretty simple. You bait his attack, punish him, bait his attack, punish him. They're really easy. There I got greedy, but you can run underneath him. I shouldn't have done what I did. I should have just been more patient. But it still wasn't too bad. So now this room over here is really tough because there's a bunch of enemies. And if you run in there, you're going to die. And fighting them out here isn't much better because you don't really have much room to move. If you have magic, it's not a problem because you can just snipe them soul arrow, but we don't have that luxury. And I keep accidentally doing the push attack of the Falchion, which is terrible. But we took care of it. So now there's... Yeah, I didn't even see that spearman there. On New Game Plus, that would have been a death. They had a lot of range. So there, because he was... I basically took advantage of the first guy's tracking. He was trying to get around the ledge, so he wasn't ready to attack me. Didn't work for the second one because I didn't wait long enough. You can see on New Game Plus how this level, and it is really tough. Now, if you're on New Game Plus and you're using magic, it's not nearly as bad because the best strategy is to snipe pretty much all the enemies with Soul Ray from a safe distance. That's generally how you beat this level in a traditional just regular Soul Level 1, but in these restrictions we can't do that. So here I'm going to try to bait him, but now there's two of them, and that didn't work. So this is a new strat here that I'm going to do on New Game Plus. I'll show in a second, because my strat for baiting out the attack just isn't going to work when there's two of them. It's to try to abuse the bridge and hit them from this corner. And then once the one's dead, it's not nearly as hard. On New Game Plus, this level is going to be a problem. So we're just going to run past him, because now there's nothing that's going to block us from getting to the boss. Now, the regular game boss strategy for Leechmonger is really stupid. It's literally a boss in a Souls game where you just face tank him. And the reason why is because his attacks have ridiculously stupid hitboxes, but they don't hurt that much. Even for a soul level 1 character, he will not kill you. So you can literally just keep hitting him, and then get hit, heal, repeat. He's also really slow, so he's never going to hit you before you get up and heal. Now, you might be thinking, well, in New Game Plus, this isn't going to work. That's true, but there is a safe spot in the boss room where he can never hit you, and on New Game Plus, you just abuse that. The reason why I'm not doing that now is because that takes forever, and it's really annoying, because he can heal. And if you're, using, a slower strategy, that becomes a problem. So in regular game, we're just going to be super cheesy and just attack. R1 mash, the boss. Another Demon Souls boss, which is really just garbage. Demon Souls has a lot of bad bosses. And if you're on Soul Level 1, having like a bunch of Full Moon Grass isn't an issue, because if you've just beaten 4-2, Patches will be in the Nexus and he sells a bunch of grass, and on Soul Level 1 you have tons of souls, so it's not... You can already have pretty much infinite grass at this point, just by playing normally at Soul Level 1. No duping, no soul farming, nothing, just playing the game. Grass is very easy to come by. So yeah, we're just gonna R1 mash to victory. In this level, I definitely didn't do this in one try. Even on regular game, I died quite a bit, because this level is legitimately tough on Soul Level 1. I mean, if it was a regular Soul Level 1, it's not that bad in regular game, because again, you can just use magic to just kill everything. But with these restrictions, it was quite hard. The no roll especially created a lot of problems. So that's 5-1 down. Probably the hardest level of the challenge. The only thing left now will be some of the harder bosses for no roll, no blocking. No shield, I should say. No magic. And yeah, that'll be it for 5-1.